Another great spot is in nearby Delta. The Wellbrook Winery is known for their famous blueberry wine and also for their blueberry and cranberry juices, which are grown within 100 miles of the Heritage Winery.
This is where it all started. We're right in Delta, and we have 80 acres of blueberries here. Dad started 30 years ago.
Terry Bremner surveys his family's blueberry empire, all sustainably grown and all destined for Wellbrook Winery, where it is turned into both blueberry wine and Bremner's blueberry juice, made with only fresh-grade fruit.
The different grading systems is the highest grade is fresh grade, the beautiful ones you see in the stores that you just eat. The next grade down is processed. Those are frozen typically. Then the grade below that is puree, which is jams, jellies, syrups. And then the grade below that, the lowest grade, is juice grade. And typically that's what most juices are made from.
But not Bremner's, which is made from only one ingredient.
So this is pure blueberries?
This is pure blueberry juice. Bremner's pure blueberry juice. There's no sugar, no water. If you look at the ingredients, it's important to read the ingredients on everything. And you'll see a picture of blueberry juice, and they'll have apple concentrate, grape concentrate, sugar, food coloring. Ours is nothing. There's one ingredient, blueberries.
Bremner's blueberry and cranberry juices are all made with fresh-grade fruit grown within 100 miles of Vancouver.
This is it. This is where Bremner's is bottled, right in Delta, 1 mile from where the blueberries come from, 15 miles from where the cranberries come from.
Terry Bremner's other business, Wellbrook Winery, makes blueberry and cranberry wines with 100-mile fruit.
Our wines are made on location here on the farm. We have a winemaker come in and do them. There are some fruit wines that are made with a grape base and then fruits added to them. Ours is pure fruit. So we use, again, fresh grade, the best grade, blueberries, cranberries, everything into our wine.
Wellbrook Winery, the business, has only been around for about 6 years, but it's housed in a building that's over 100 years old.
It is a 100-year-old granary, the original granary from on the farm where grain used to be stored. I saved all this wood. This is all 100-year-old wood that came from a barn that fell down on the other farm where the blueberries are. I tracked down from 1 mile away these windows. They were being taken out of an old house. So they are actually from 1890, so actually older than the building. We've put these in here. I love antiques, so I picked this.
Terry loves heritage, and he loves local.
I think it makes a big difference not only in the environment, but also in the economy. I think we should try as a whole nation, whatever, to buy as local as possible, and then you work your way out from that. And if you can't source it local, then you go province. Can't get province, you do Canada.
And if you're looking for 100-mile juice or fruit wine, you can go to Delta. I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
Wellbrook Winery is part of the Feast of Fields event, which happens in August, and we have more info on that later. This July 17th, they're also holding the Summerfest Classic Car and Motorcycle Show, which also features a blueberry festival and an outdoor market. Delicious. And delicious is the theme that we're keeping with after the break. Up next, Langley's Glorious Organics Co-op.
Part of the benefit of this type of farming is it's not just a job, it's a lifestyle.
Big enough to share?
The power of the Pemberton strawberry.
The best strawberry is ripe, juicy.
The Express. This is your local voice.
Today's generation of young people spend the least amount of time outside of any generation in human history. We need to have children out, we need to have people out in order to see the world around that allows us to live. I think something like the Sea to Sky Trail is the epitome of what we need to get people back out into the real world, to see nature as it can be, and something that we are a part of and that we must fight to protect.
Welcome back to The Express in Fraser Valley Farm Country. Today on the show, we're looking at the local food scene with our farmer's hat on. Local, sustainable, organic, delicious. That's all important. But what about adding an extra layer to the goodwill of giving? Up next, we're seeing how a farm co-op in Langley is taking sharing the wealth to a whole new level.
Consider them a form of organic pest control. Their droppings also help fertilize the soil.
think we manage our land in a way that helps sustain the planet.
There's one.
It's called community-supported agriculture. Members pay up front at the start of the season. And every week receive a box full of food.
There's 41 people who are members of our CSA program. So we harvest enough food to pack 41 boxes that get shipped out tomorrow morning.
All of nature's bounty here is grown organically. David has been working these fields for around 5 years.
I got involved in farming through working for an environmental youth organization actually in Vancouver, gardening at some community gardens, and it just sort of moved me into almost gardening on a larger scale. I've just never been interested in walking around in the middle of the hot summer day wearing a suit and a mask spraying chemicals on plants. It's not something that appeals to me. Part of the benefit of this type of farming is it's not just a job, it's a lifestyle.
One that's healthier for the planet.
We've maintained the trees, and I think maintaining trees is good for everybody. It's providing more oxygen, it's helping maintain the water.
And the consumer.
It makes me feel great. It totally heightens the food experience for me. I love cooking with it. I love eating it. It just makes me feel mentally and physically awesome.
But in addition to sharing the benefits of this type of growing, you also assume a bit of the risk. This year, for example, an unseasonably cold summer has meant crops have taken longer to grow, and that in turn will affect how much food you get back each week.
What I get in my box is basically a portion of what grows out there. So if there's an abundance of potatoes one year, that's what I'm going to get, a whole bunch of potatoes. And if a blight kills all of the tomatoes or something, then you don't get any of those.
But the farmers have devised clever, natural ways to ensure some return on investment.
Dave, who lives on the farm, invented basically a piece of sheet metal that he coats with honey, drags over top of the crop, and the flea beetles jump up and land on this, and so we trap them.
Farming like this is definitely more labor-intensive, and like the ecological footprint, the profit margin is small.
This is 2 different types of kale.
But for David, it's not about the money.
It's mostly important because of him and his kids' kids' kids. Because to me, I mean, for my own sake, so the world doesn't last another generation, I'm going to be dead already, but they're not.
In Langley, I'm Peter Kim for The Express.
You can keep track on how well the crops are doing and learn more about sustainable farming practices online at the farm's blog. That's at gloriousorganics.com. Now from the sustainable to the steamy, and yes, I'm still talking food. It turns out that the way to your lover's heart is actually through a juicy summer strawberry. At least according to the folks in Pemberton.
You're watching Williams Moving and Storage Big Summer, only on Shaw TV.
Huge.
Big enough to share?
Strawberries. Sweetness that ripens with the summer heat. A fleeting moment of ruby ripe passion.
Very.
It's the perfect feeding food, you know? That's everything.
Sweet.
It's the only fruit that wears its heart on its seedy sleeve. So much so that strawberries have become a personal love affair for this food-loving couple, who first step into the fields before heading into their kitchen at North Arm Farm in Pemberton.
It is a chef's dream to be working on a 60-acre organic farm. I like putting fruit and savory things. I like the dish we're going to prepare today is the strawberry and scallop tartare. The best strawberry is ripe, juicy, sweet, but there's always a sour note to it.
A contrast not just found in the dish and berry. Maxim provides the savory, while Jenna provides the sweet, in this perfectly balanced yin and yang relationship.
Did you know a trick actually to cut the scallops, babe?
Food brought the award-winning executive chef and pastry chef together. Some couples remember first dates. Maxim remembers their first bites.
I think for me it was an upside-down plum cake with gelato that kind of turned me in. And now we live for the love of food, pretty much.
So this is a part of our pantry corner. We have all of our herb-infused salts.
Their romance has grown to become the Food Lovers Cooking Company, a local outfit devoted to organic, natural, handmade products fresh from the farm.
We wanted to make it even bigger and really embrace all sorts of food.
The Food Lovers Cook Shop is one of many agritourism adventures here in Pemberton. The potato seed capital of Canada is most famous for Slow Food Cycle Sunday this August. Hundreds upon hundreds of food enthusiasts jump on their bikes to explore local farms. But really, you don't need a special event to discover how good farm fresh produce tastes.
When we have visitors from around the globe, like, people are deeply, deeply moved by what they see here, and they certainly seem to also understand why we have the principles that we have, that we care about organic and that we care about handmade. And I just want you to feed me.
It's gonna be natural.
And that comes right back to us. So without sounding like a cliche, it becomes a big circle of love, you know?
By plating the fruit of their passions, the food lovers hope to inspire others to discover that sweet spot of summer eating all season long. From the Pemberton Valley, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Williams Moving and Storage Big Summer.
More, please.
Okay, so remember to mark your calendars for the Sea to Sky Slow Food Cycle Sunday on August the 15th. The Biking Tour to Farm event, of course, will feature the food lovers' delicious cooking. But that's not the only big foodie event that's happening around BC. It's time for the Williams Moving and Storage Big Summer Spotlight. We love farms in the city. Easy to get to and easy for everyone to be inspired by all that fresh produce. UBC Farm is hosting a special day on the field when Chef Robert Belcham of Refuel brings his seasoned kitchen crew out on the grass. Join hundreds of slow cyclists for a 25K self-guided bicycle tour and visit farmers and producers in the Greendale area of Chilliwack. This year features new stops including the Six Masters with their squab and Garden Back to Eden with heirloom tomatoes. Farmers, restaurateurs, vintners, brewers, and food artisans share with the public their passion and knowledge of our local fair at Feast of Fields. This year's theme, A Taste of History, highlights the long friendship BC chefs have with our province's farmers. You gotta love the food events, and you gotta love working off the calories. That's it for today's show, but we're going to leave you with some bike-themed public art around the city. I'm Johanna Ward. Thanks for watching today's Express from Farmland in mighty Fraser Country. See you next time.